science emerged as a force that could face up to religion, philosophy, or dualism in the West, a lot of effort was concentrated around a unthinking assumption that was underlying science, that mind is secondary. It arises from some specific arrangements of matter somehow in a way that nobody can understand. And now the world itself seems to have this view that reality is essentially material and that mind somehow arises from matter. But now you see the opposite process happening. We are beginning to re-examine our hidden assumptions, to question whether we really started off correctly. Where are we going wrong? Because we are facing some impossible dilemmas today. We cannot explain experience, we cannot explain mind in terms of matter. Physics is telling us that there is no material world with defined properties out there unless you're looking at it, unless you're measuring it. So we are on the cusp of another transition, and hopefully a transition that will bring us back to where we started from, back to what we knew in the Indus Valley over 3,000 years ago, which is that we are essentially mental beings, and reality too is essentially mental, and this is our play of mind. There was an inherent agency before existence as we know. There was an inherent potential in the fabric of reality. A potential for something to exist, for something to be. And once that potential was translated in action, a thought, logos, then existence came into being. That potential became realized as an existent. The hypothesis of one universal mind being the ground level of reality, everything else arising from it as mental activity of it, I think this is the best hypothesis we have today to make sense of reality. All we know about the world is how the world presents itself to us, but we do not know how the world is in and of itself. I cannot know what the world out there is in and of itself because I am not it. But there is one thing in the universe that I can know by being it, not only by looking at how it presents itself to me, but by being in it from a first-person perspective, and that thing is me. If you're only conscious, then you experience things. If you're meta-conscious, then in addition to experiencing things, you know that you experience things. Schopenhauer was quite clear multiple times that the will pushed towards the development of meta-consciousness. The push was instinctive, was spontaneous, natural, driven by emotion. But there was a push nonetheless, there was a purpose, and there is a purpose. Psychedelics significantly reduce brain activity, and yet from the inside you have a mind-boggling experiential enrichment. You have some of the most intense, richest, most significant experience of your whole life. 100,000 years of intense experience compressed into 4 hours of a psychedelic trip. When you have these transcendent experiences, what's happening is that the boundary of the dissociative process that constitutes the individual you seem to be, that boundary becomes more porous. Things that are originally in the outside percolate through the boundary and go inside you. Once you come back and you remember, you realize that those experiences were actually you as well. What people would call samadhi, enlightenment, nirvana, these are states in which you lower your dissociative boundary enough that you experientially recognize the identity of your core subjectivity with the whole universe. I see many signs that the collective human psyche, the collective human mind, particularly those layers that we repress and judge out of existence, there are energies in movement there at a level that has not been seen in 2 or 3 generations. And I see tremendous seismic energies in movement there, and I see the signs of that. The important factor in our survival here is that Shiva is not something to be denied. Shiva is the god of destruction, but also the god of rebirth, the god of evolution in that sense, getting rid of the old in order to make space for something new, better, and healthier. And I think Shiva is going to do his dance in a very conspicuous way in the next several years. And it's important that we don't judge thinking of Shiva as the devil, as something that should be eliminated. It's important that we don't judge each other. It's important that we don't judge the process, that we don't judge others that are going about it in the opposite way we would go about it. The one eye of the world which looks out from every creature.